Soul Garden.
Hello my captains, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Update. From my webcam to yours, I'm Witecki, your host to the universe. Couple announcements. The Moon Goddess monthly videos are finally available for immediate download. Only $3.97. I'm not kidding, $3.97. And it's based on your moon sign. If you don't know your moon sign, you can text Moon Goddess to 96362, and Carolyn will text you back. It may take a couple of days for her to look that up. But either way, check it out. It is very informative and predicts your emotional shifts 30 days in advance. And this Thursday, we've got the Artist Shui with Nikki Bright. And if you have questions, she might have answered them for you. She had an open house that she recorded. You can go to soulmart.me and watch the open house and find out more about what she's got going. Well, hello, my captains. Welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Update. So nice to be of soul service to you. I do want to remind you that we do have a garden of wonderful souls, remarkable souls, living their brightest at soulgarden.me. Come create a profile and become what we call a sprout. We've got some great people to help you reach your brightest and some new features coming out around the corner. Now, if you're a Capricorn, you are working on career and legacy this month, and in a big way. The sun is in Libra, which is the give and receive energy of a human being, and the Capricorn race gives and receives through career. That's where Capricorns feel they're of most use, and it's also where they really keep the balance in their life. And with Pluto in Capricorn, it tells us that the Capricorn race has gone too far in some cases, which is why big business and things are starting to collapse. It's the old structure. Oops, I don't know, that was a weird little graphic. Look at that. It was like closer to that throat chakra. But the spectrum of consciousness of giving and receiving begins with your decision making. So you have been reviewing, since the sun went in Libra, since 2009, reviewing what goes into a decision for a Capricorn. And most Capricorns would have said something they can see, something they can feel, something tangible. Hopefully you have shifted and realized that the new age is based on decisions of intangible. But if you haven't, you got some learning to do. This week we're going to wrap up career, which is the next energy spectrum. All of your sum totals of your decisions end up becoming your career, what you do for a living. And Capricorns love to make decisions for a living more than anything. And then, of course, at the highest chamber, the master shui of this turns into your legacy, what you did on the planet. Children, career, business, you name it. So this week we're going to wrap up career, and you're going to commit to a career direction. And by the end of the week, we're going to shift into master shui lessons of legacy. So when we overlap on Sunday, Mercury's ruling the day, and it's cloudy and somewhat sentimental. The moon in Cancer pulls emotions to relationships or ideas of balance or issues of balance or restoring emotional balance. So Sunday's a day of restoration of emotional balance. But also we have this yod, which means the emotional balance means you have to innovate your own self-nurturing. So don't expect the world to take you to that comfy spot. Expect yourself. Now the two fingers of the yod are Venus in Virgo and also Scorpio, or Saturn, Scorpio, and Mercury in Scorpio. What that means is you're basically taking a new idea of who you are in the world, and you're taking your feelings of what your beliefs are, and this idea of who you are and what you believe, this is what makes you feel better, who you are and what you believe. So little clues left by the universe on Sunday. Whoops, wrong button. Sorry about that. Then on Monday, it's a Venus roll day, and I think it's sunny and super sentimental in a good way. The moon in Cancer makes you want to connect to your honeys or connect to your long-term relationships. So you're wanting to give and receive emotional energy when it comes to marriages. At the same time, Venus rules the day, so the universe is calling for us to restore balance and order in our life. Now, this is all about career anyways, so this might be a day on Monday you get back to work and back to restoring balance and order in your work or at your career and what you're trying to do. One thing I do want to point out is Mars has moved into Sagittarius, which means you are beginning a transit now of inner faith building. So as of today, as of Monday, you have to find the inner faith, you have to push forward, and so there might be anxiety whenever you don't find the faith. You want to find the faith, says Mars, and we start on Monday. Then on Tuesday, it's cloudy and quite passionate, probably private, but passionate. It's a Neptune rule day, so the universe is whispering in our ear, intuition is ruling, our psychic spidey sense is ruling, but the passion comes from a temporary soul pyramid in fire. We haven't had a soul pyramid in fire in quite a long time, so this is going to feel nice, I think. It starts uniting the light with your feelings of closeness. So you're probably feeling close to yourself, or you're starting to feel a new trust with yourself, a new faith in yourself, which moves into Mars and Sag, which is the new faith in yourself. And that is what helps you innovate, once again, that inner security, feeling grounded, feeling nurtured, feeling taken care of. Okay? So I think there's a very private settling, or feeling much more settled. But two other interesting trine settle. One, Jupiter trining the Sun, which has been trining for some time now. Jupiter now retrograded, so we're moving backwards with that issue. But Jupiter pushing for Capricorn's lives to change, their lifestyles to change, their lifestyles to get bigger. That is on hold now, but I think as of today, you finally feel a balance between your lifestyle and your career's direction. So that's nice. And then another trine comes to a final head at 7 degrees Virgo to 7 degrees Capricorn, and that's between Pluto and Venus. And what this is saying is you're finally settling into a certain boundary issue with yourself that makes you feel stronger with your ego. So solid belief leads to solid ego. So you've solidified your belief, you're solidifying your ego, you're also solidifying the connection between a new lifestyle and a career, and you're uniting this passion, which at the end of the day makes you feel, I think, more secure in your life. So I think Tuesday is a great day, especially for the Capricorns in particular. Then on Wednesday, you're going to feel great. Sunday with a chance of Randy. I say that because your ruling planet Saturn rules the day, so I think you're feeling really good. The moon well into Leo, which means that you are feeling like you want intimacy and connection. The one thing I did want to point out on this particular day, we're moving forward, of course, with career. This is a day where you're going to make a decision and commit to a career direction, not your entire life, but where you think you're going next. It is a high-minded career decision. But Mercury also chimes in at 8 degrees Scorpio, which means this career decision is also you deciding a certain place in the market, if you will. So you're making market decisions as you make career decisions, to put it in Capricorn terms. And because the moon is deep in Leo, I think you're feeling safe behind closed doors to make those decisions. Then on Thursday, there's a chance of some anxiety, mostly because Mars rules the day, which is kind of pushing you to move forward. Secondly, the moon begins in Leo, depending on where you live in the earth, so you're very vulnerable and sensitive. Could be Randy again. Sometimes that Mars turns into Randy, but it might be anxiety. Really, you want to put into action. So Thursday's a day to move forward and take action in your career. Even if it's a tiny action like getting business cards printed, you will feel better if you take some action. That's part of what's going on there. Now, I want to point out this big planetary alignment here. Can't do it though. Which starts with the moon. So you're feeling the trust and intimacy. Then we got Venus. You're feeling the belief. Then you're ready to take action in your career. And then Saturn and Mercury and Scorpio. You know you are carving out a place in the market. And Mars and Sag says you have to find the faith on your own. So it's quite a ballet of things going on. And remember, do not forget maintaining balance, keeping your master shui. You know what last weekend's real-time reality crossing was about, finding your tranquil peace. That was your foundation. Don't let that slip as things move forward on Thursday. Then comes Friday, and Friday is Love Fest Day, the most loving day of the month. We always tell everyone in Soul Garden, tell everyone you love that you love them. That's because people are ready to receive love on this day. Now, on this loving day, you're rather pensive. I think you're falling in love with your ideas. I think you're falling in love with yourself, which is great. That's the way I always think it should start. Planetarily, I do want to point out a couple of things. One, Love Fest is when the moon crosses Venus. So the moon has gone all the way around the block and has come back to Venus. When it hits Venus, balance and order is restored. Some people have subtle breakdowns that lead to feeling much better, but this is where you can begin to give and receive the feeling of emotional love. This is why we tell everyone to tell who you love that you love them. Venus is at 11 degrees, a very tranquil degree, frankly, for the moon to cross over, so it could be just total peace and synergy. And for you personally as a Capricorn, this is you feeling your belief. You're really starting to get behind your own BS. You're really starting to believe it and feel it, and there's passionate belief around it, and I think it's good. Everyone has their own BS. The other thing that's important is this square finally breaks. Perhaps it's the falling in love with your idea or falling in love with your passion or falling in love with your direction that helps it break, but this fear was between Jupiter and up to Venus, which was a fear between, frankly, your life being able to follow what you believe. You've been afraid that your life can't follow what you believe, but I think you believe more on this day, and the love helps it, and that breaks the fear that maybe your lifestyle can follow along. Then on Saturday, we move to the master shui, 22 degrees, and the moon is ruling the sun, so it's a passionate day. You're kind of feeling. This is the day where you're starting to have, this is where some people have second doubts to their decisions because their emotions catch up with them. And so they start feeling, they're like, oh, wait, hold on. Once your emotions catch up, it's easy to make cold decisions, but then your feelings catch up. And that's what's happening. You are feeling your purpose, you are feeling your mission with the moon in Virgo, and then the moon moves into Libra on countdown for Lightcast Day on Monday. You're starting to feel the repercussions of your career decisions this week, or your career decisions. And, you know, good or bad, you know, is based on you. One thing I want you to know is that the moon is heading for the sun, and when it hits the sun on Monday, this is when you have to have everything in order. So it's okay if you're not feeling it on Saturday. You got 48 more hours. Then on Overlap Sunday, it's sunny and super career-minded. I think you resurrect and you get your own rah-rah behind yourself. Jupiter rules the day. Now Jupiter is retrograde, so it's an introverted Jupiter rule day, which means you're going to find new territory inside of you. This is new territory for the new life. This is new territory for the new moment. So you might find the new moment to live in on Sunday, the new moment that's necessary for career success, having that own that you must hold on yourself. And interestingly enough, Saturn clicks into 1 degree Scorpio. So now, as of now, your place in society, or where you belong, or your marketing transit begins as you step into master shui of career. You see how the universe works in perfect ballet? And Venus in Virgo says you are beginning to see concrete results of what you believe. So for the first time, you're seeing your beliefs manifest, I think, on Sunday. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. But you know that it is possible. Just accept it so that you can keep going forward, and recognize you have to be very conscious of where you're headed in society at the same time. So, you know, this is a total end of a Libra transit where it's just all about keeping the balance, keeping the ohm, holding that calm blue ocean that you found during the real-time reality weekend. That is my advice. And don't forget, we've got Carolyn Nagel on Soulmart. We got free office hours all week. We've got so many resources at soulgarden.me for you to tend to your garden. There are no excuses. I'll see you in 7 days with more Capricorn. Until then, live, love, be.
What does it take to find love these days? What's your greatest strengths? How do you love? I'll tell you all the nuances about you. Dating, what kind of gifts you want, what kind of marriage you want, what kind of person you want to live with and don't want to live with, and of course how you love, how you lust, what you're drawn after, who chases you, and your greatest lesson, which is often a weakness. Your birthday love and lust report has that answer. We'll reveal your secrets on video at secretsofbirthdays.com.